Hi guys, so let's continue our journey of learning SQL in Python. This time we'll learn how to do SQL in conjunction with pandas. Okay, so for pandas, we will be using the same example, the same database that we created in the last session. Okay, the SQL session, and what we are going to do is we are going to convert that database into a pandas data frame. Okay, and then we'll make a few changes in it and again put it back in the same database. So that is that. So for that, to begin with, first we need to start with the basics. Import SQLite 3. Okay, now we need to set the connection is equal to SQL3 dot connect. Okay, and our database name was contact details dot db. Okay, so here we have initialized the connection. The mistake, there we go. Again connect, there's a spelling mistake, there we go. Right, so here we can print connection initialized or whatever you want to print, just to know that this works. Now we have to set up the cursor, and setting up the cursor is also the same. db.execute. Okay, but in this we are not going to require the cursor because we are not going line wise. Okay, so for pandas we don't need the cursor. So what we have to do is, now we have to import the table contents. Basically import the entire table into a data frame. Okay, so what we'll do, data frame is equal to, okay, pd. Okay, we have to still import pandas, so let's do that. Import pandas as pd. So data frame is equal to pd dot read. Now if you remember pandas, we've done pd dot read csv, pd dot read excel. So now same way you have to do pd dot read underscore sql or query. Okay, and in this bracket we have to put the SQL query that we want. So in this case we have to put the query select star, that is everything, from contacts 1. Okay, this is our query. Okay, now comma, and we have to do connection con, and that's it. So if we do this, everything, all the rows of contact ones will be put in the data frame df. The column names will be the column names of the data frame. So if you do df dot head, okay, let's do print df dot head. Okay, there you go. So in df dot head, I'm getting the 2 rows of the data frame. Okay, now let's print out the columns. Print df dot columns. Okay, so here again I'm getting all the column names: name, phone, email ID, location, and age. Okay, this is the columns. Okay, now let's say I want to add change or any value to this table, or if I want to change the table, or if I want to add a new column to this table, I can do that. I can do basically any changes to this data frame using pandas, or I can just analyze it or whatever you want using this data frame, and then I want to save it back. So what I'll do is, I'm going to add a new column to the data frame and save it back to the database table. Okay, so how this works is that I'll just create a new column called date. Okay. And I'll put one date for all the values, that is 1st March 2020. Okay, I'll put this value in this column, okay, in the data frame date. So what this will do is, this will add a new column called date and give all the values to as the date. There you go. So Rahul, Vicky, email ID, location, age, and now this. Okay, this is none. Okay, so this is that. So I've added a new date column. Now I want to change this back. I want to save this table back to the SQL. So what I have to do is save this changed data frame table back to the database. So once I've worked on this table, I've changed it, I've edited it, and now I have to put it back to the database. All I have to do is data frame underscore to underscore SQL. Okay. Comma connection. Okay. Now what will happen is that if I do df to SQL, okay, just a minute, there is something that is missing. Okay, so what is missing is firstly I have to change this data frame dot to SQL. Okay, contacts 1 and connection. Contacts 1 is obviously the table name, right? And I have to put this thing if exists equal to replace. Okay, and obviously replace in this quotations, contact 1 also in quotations, and we are good. Okay, so how this works is that data frame dot to SQL contact 1. So this new changed table with this new additional date row will be added to the database in the table name contacts 1, and if this table already exists, it's going to be replaced. Okay, and it's done, then we'll just print done. And then what we want to do is then we'll check database table. How we'll check? We will first initiate a cursor. db is equal to dot cursor. Once after this, what we'll do, db dot execute, select star from contacts 1 for row in db dot fetch all. Okay, so now what this is going to do is this is going to add that date column to the data frame, and then it's going to put that back into the SQL file. Okay, print done, and then it's going to read the SQL file like we did here. Okay, and we are going to check if those changes are showing or not, and they are showing. See, here we printed done, okay, where it got done, and now when it prints out the row, it is printing out with the new things. So this is how you use SQL with pandas. You have to just do pd.read SQL query, and whatever is there you add it to your data frame, and then you edit it, and then if you want to do it back, you do data frame to SQL, and if you do if exist is equal to replace, then it's going to replace, and if it doesn't exist, it's going to create a table called contacts1 in the database. So this is how we use SQL with pandas. Hope you enjoyed this session. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.